Hello and welcome back to the Supersensible Steve Show. As you can tell, I'm not at the manor today, I'm actually on vacation. But don't worry, I've left some tasks for our earthly bodied assistant to carry out while I'm away. So on that note, back to the studio. Charming. He never invites me anywhere. So what's this he's left me? Open first. Dear Assistant, I have left you with an object that you will need to investigate while I'm away. The object in question is a supposed spirit vessel in the form of a doll. Information shared by supplier as follows. So let's take a look. Camilla, originating from Switzerland, was 34 when she died. Her mother had Alzheimer's. Her father paid her to look after her mother while he was at work. She was so tired at the end of the day. Her mum would sometimes remember who she was, but more often not. She would shower her mum every day because it was the easiest option. They had a walk-in shower. She put her lipstick on for her. They had a piano that she never forgot how to play. They did have humorous moments. They had a baby gate stopping her mum letting herself out and toddling off down the street. The vessel is very patient and can move objects. Works well with a pendulum. So, what is a spirit vessel? When you think of a possessed doll, you probably automatically think of the Ed and Lorraine Warren case of Annabelle in the 1970s, the possessed Raggedy Ann doll that inspired a number of the Conjuring films. The doll was gifted to a student nurse, who later claimed that the doll moved positions on its own when left unattended. What began as subtle activity quickly evolved into notes requesting help being left around the house, to paranormal attacks in the middle of the night, including strangulation. The final straw for the student nurse was when the doll was found on her bed, with her hands covered in blood. Seeking help from a medium, it is first thought that the doll was possessed by a 7-year-old girl that died nearby. The girl's name was Annabelle Higgins, who decided to attach herself to the doll due to how fond of it she was. The student nurse took pity on Annabelle's story and decided to keep the doll. Despite this good gesture, negative activity continued, till a friend of the nurse suffered deep scratch marks covering the man's chest in blood. After a couple of days, the wounds mysteriously fully healed. This is where Ed and Lorraine Warren were called in, and it was soon discovered that the doll was not possessed by the girl Annabelle, but actually an inhuman demonic spirit that attached itself to the object. For safety, the doll was taken back to Ed and Lorraine's home, but the journey did not end without further activity. They said that Ed's car lost brakes and steering on the way back. Annabelle was subdued in the back seat by a splashing of holy water. To this day, Annabelle can be seen at the Ed and Lorraine Warren house, where she is locked away in a wooden case, doused in holy water. Okay, so let's start with the EMF meter. Obviously we've got some recording equipment around, so that there might be some underlying EMF readings, but I think just check the area. So Camilla, if that's your real name, can you see this green light that's next to you at the moment? Are you able to interact with that light by using your energy? Maybe if your name is actually Camilla, could you turn that green light to red? By using your energy to make yourself known? It says on my notes that you've been known to move objects. Is that something you could do for me now? Could you move something in the room? So according to the notes there, your mum used to play piano. Now I haven't got a piano. I'm not really good, but what if I play some, or attempt to play some music for you? Okay, so answers in the comments. Who thought you'd be seeing me play a keyboard to a spirit vessel doll? If you guessed that, 10 points to Gryffindor. Obviously, this being an electronic keyboard, there's going to be some background EMF. Doesn't seem to peak when I play a key though, so let's try and play some music. You have to forgive me, there's a tripod right where I need to push my hands in. So there's no information from the supplier, just what time period Camilla was from. So I'm not quite sure what music to play, and I'm not exactly a great pianist, but let's just keep playing. Okay, I'm not quite sure what else I can play, to be honest.
I hate this. I like to torture him.
Not a weekend fan then. So over the next few episodes, we're going to be trying different paranormal techniques to investigate this supposed vessel. I'll also be keeping a diary on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on that yet, I'll drop a link down below. So hopefully you've enjoyed the first entry into our ongoing investigation into this vessel, and I will speak to you next time.